Hey, what's up guys? It's Muddy Paws Disc Golf here. This week we played the Codorus State Park Purple course. It's a mix of the old red and blue courses. So hole 1 here is a par 3, 274-foot hole. It's pretty straight. You got OB on both sides with the parking lot as well as the road up on top of the hill. I'm going to tee first here. And I'll just play up for a 3 there. Matt's going to rip this one a little and go OB. And Dad actually turned that rock over a little and did the exact same thing. So Matt's going to be shooting with a penalty stroke here. Dad will lay up as well. And I'll lay up for my 3. Hole 2 is a par 4, 538 feet. You got to hit this early gap, or I guess you could try and go around it. And then from there, it pretty much opens up. The only OB is down to the left with that road again. So past that first little, obstruction, it's just an open field, and then the putt has a road behind. I'm going to throw out to the center here. Matt's going to rip on one out there. Great shot. And Dad here is going to opt for a roller, which seemed like it was going to be holding on, and then it kind of just faded out, but it stayed in bounds. Dad's got up way high, and the wind kind of grabbed it and pulled it towards the OB. Matt'll just toss over the hill like me. So Dad did go OB there. He's going to have to take that stroke and toss up for another bogey. I didn't want to risk anything, so I just laid up to take the par. And Matt here whiffed the putt, luckily staying in bounds. Missed the comebacker to turn it into a bogey. A tough start to the round. Hole 3, another par 3, 246 feet, quite similar to the last hole, just shorter. The only real thing that gets in your way here are these 2 trees right at the end. So I opted here to actually go up and around. I was hoping for a little more fade, but it was nice and safe, so I can't complain. Matt kind of taking the same idea as me. It just fell right in there. Pretty nice. And Dad went a little more understable and just shot it right through the gap. He should have an easy up. Yep, so Dad'll lay. I'll go to the knee here and just lay up. And Matt also laid up, so we all took pars on this hole. Hole 4, par 3, 305 feet. Once again, pretty much any asphalt is OB, so if you somehow got beyond those trees, it would be OB. But for the most part here, this is just a nice open field shot with a slight uphill. I just released that one really badly, and it just rolled out into those bushes. So, Matt shot one good. It's a little close to that left side. It would be better out in the center, but not bad. And Dad also really hugs that left side. So I'm just going to throw an overstable out there to the center, and then an upshot with a rock. So I'm basically playing for the bogey here. Dad will toss a nice little upshot, and Matt will throw a little forehand. Dad will tap in for a 3. I'll take my 4, and Matt will also take a 3. Hole 5 is a par 3, 420 feet. Pretty steep downhill. Once again, that path would not be OB, but any of those parking lots up to the left that you're seeing would be. Yep. So Matt's going to go with a fairway driver here, a metal flake T-bird, I believe. And this was going to be going way long, but it happened to hit a tree and knock down nice. Dad here throwing a rock. And it just fades perfectly. Really, really nice shot. A nice easy 3 if nothing else. And I don't know, I was kind of off on my release here. Little short, not awful. So I'll just throw a little up shot here and take my 3.
Lay it up nicer than that.
Matt putting for the 2. Hits the pole, gets knocked down. Dad for the 2. Gets a spit out off the front end. No fun there, but we'll all take pars. Hole 6 is a par 4, 444 feet. This is one that has notoriously given me trouble in the past. So the first section here is just a nice uphill. It's just really tight, and that left side is super dangerous. Then you're going to come out and go around the corner, and the basket is up around the corner. So Matt's throwing understable here. I believe that's a genius. Flipped it over, but it rolled back out to the center. Dad here just going dead straight with the rock. Probably the best play. And I threw an annex. Matt here with a really tough spot with those trees all around him. Had to kind of patent pending to get out of there a little bit. Dad here will toss up. Really nice shot. And from this position, that was not a good upshot. I should have thrown something a little more overstable, but you know, it's nice and safe. Dad here will lay up. And I cashed in on a long one there. That was a nice one to get. Hole 7 is a par 3, 264 feet. It's definitely a very wooded hole. So mostly what you're going for here is you're just trying to get it down near the basket. Distance is not going to be a trouble on this one. I'm going standstill with a Luna. I almost hit that first tree. Yeah, and it wasn't great, but you know, it's down there. Dad here laces right through the center and sits it right by the basket. Beautiful shot. Matt going the forehand route here and gets knocked down early. But he will throw again there and it'll fade out a little too much. He's going to have a long putt. I'll just lay up here. So Dad's going to take a birdie. I'll take a par. And Matt will have to take the bogey there. So hole 8 is a par 4, 355 feet. You're going to shoot up right here. It's around 180 to the corner, and then you just shoot down this alleyway, and the basket is slightly raised right there. And Dad will clip an early tree, sadly. I'm throwing a putter here. I just want to get it to the mouth of that opening. And that's about what I was going for, so I'll take it. And Matt here with a fairway driver.
Matt's trying to go down the hole. Dang, boy.
And he actually skipped it around the corner a little bit. Sorry, Abby kind of ruined the shot there. But,
Good job, Abby.
but Dad will just shoot up the corner a little bit. Try to get in a better position. Dad will lay it down there. Matt here on his second shot. He'll do the smart thing and just lay it up by the basket. And I'll lay it for par here. Didn't want to, on that raised basket, do anything risky. Dad'll lay. So Matt's going to take a bird here. I'll take a par. So hole 9 is a par 3, 246 feet. One of the easier holes, I would say. You definitely want to disc up a little, though, because it plays a lot longer than it feels. So Matt here will just shoot right up the center. I'm going to go with a rock, and that did not get out to the angle I wanted it to. It was very lucky that I didn't hit anything there. I was releasing kind of on that weird angle all day. Not sure why, but got lucky with it there. Dad'll lay up. I'll lay up as well. Matt'll run it, and he hits for another bird. I'll tap in my par. Dad'll tap in his par. Hole 10, par 4, 537 feet. This is a classic hole. This is hole 1 on the blue course, I believe. the old blue course. It's just a nice wide fairway, really long, so if you're a big arm, this is going to be a really nice hole for you. Matt here, it gets a little weird. It was a lot of arm speed, just not exactly what he was going for. And mine actually kind of faded out right where I wanted it to. I wanted to play that very far side, but not too much. Like Dad's here kind of fell in. So Matt here trying to get it up near the basket. And, it'll be a nice easy par. Dad here gets a little high, but it's a nice turnover shot, so nothing too crazy. And I was hoping to park this one, but, I kind of turned it over a little bit. But, I won't complain about pars. And Dad gets robbed off that tree. That is just not kind. Matt plays a skip shot here. And I'll throw a little standstill up shot. And Dad'll hit it after that awful tree roll away. Good to see. Hole 11 is a par 3, 261 feet. The real key to this one is that tight initial gap. If you miss that, you're really going to be in trouble for the rest of the hole. But if you can hit it, it should be at least an easy par. So Matt here goes like thumber baseball throw through the gap. Definitely not going to be a birdie, but, good positioning. And I ripped it sideways again. I don't know how that happened. Once again, got lucky though, so can't complain. Dad here with a textbook throw right through the middle. Really, really beautiful. Matt's upshots, again, that one's, not ideal, but... And I caged out from far away, but sat down right under the basket. Dad'll lay here. Matt's going to miss the putt. It's been a tough round so far for him. So me and Dad'll tap in for threes, and Matt's going to take a 4 there. Hole 12 is a par 4. So you're going to... Between these two trees, or more of a bush on the right, I guess I should say. And then you're able to just kind of toss up the hill here. And mine curved right into the middle of the bush, and then kicked out to the center. I don't know how it happened, but I'm glad it did. Dad here will go really wide. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but good shot nonetheless. And Matt here just misses the tree. And it gets down a little right, but not awful. So I'll throw a little upshot here. I'm not playing for the birdie from where I was at. I'm just trying to get somewhere that it won't be too hard to get a par. Matt trying to go forehand roller here. Didn't really work out, but not awful. And Dad here will just toss an upshot that's a little short. Matt here with a rock. Beautiful form, and it landed pretty close to the basket. And I believe I was a little short there, but not too bad. And that putt still gives me nightmares, how close it was to going out. Matt, floppy, but it went in. Dad'll tap in. Hole 13 is 364 feet. This is one of the holes that wasn't part of the old courses. So we play right along this hill, and it's pretty much dead straight. It does play longer than 364 to me, but, it's not too bad to get a 3 on. Dad here with a pretty nice shot. He is very, very slightly left of where I think the ideal spot is, but it's not bad at all. And mine is pretty much identical to Dad's. It's got slightly more skip, but not much. And Matt here just gets up real high. It flipped in the wind. It was a metal flake T-bird again, which he didn't expect to flip, but got a little far down the hill. So Dad's will kind of stall out and fall. And I actually did the exact same thing here. Just a little bit of a stall, and then luckily not too much of a roll away.
Look
Matt
good.
close on the jumper, but no cigar. So I'll putt for a 3, Matt will take his 3, and Dad also took a 3. Hole 14 is a 494-foot par 3. It's a strong downhill. If you get really off the line, which, spoiler alert, we did, there's OB pretty much surrounding. So you just have to have a straight shot for the par. So Dad's here. Once again, his problem all day has been the OB, and it happened again. He skipped right off the road, went OB, sadly. Mine here, I don't know what happened with my release here. That's an embarrassing shot. But, you know, we're not pros and we make mistakes.
I don't know where that is at all.
Matt here ripped his, but it was way long towards the OB, and I'm not sure if that one went out or not. So Dad, from just inbounds, took his relief, hit that tree. I don't know if that would have been long or not, but it's a shame. Matt here, I'm pretty sure that was from OB, but he parks it. And me from inbounds, but, you know, not a great shot. This hole gave me trouble. That initial release really ruined me. And can't make the putt. So, I'll take my bogey. And we all pretty much took bogeys there. Hole 15 is a par 3. And this, traditionally when I've played this course in tournaments, this is an island hole. But on the map, this was not marked as OB, so we didn't play it as an island. If that's incorrect, sorry, but that's what it said on the map, so we didn't play it as OB. And thank God, because Matt's shot was pretty short. And Dad, we'll also hit the wall. We were pretty much on top of each other. Matt here goes spike and lands pretty close. Good shot. Me from just beyond the wall. Caged out. Dad caged out. Matt'll tap in for his 3, and we'll all take pars on this one. Hole 16, par 3, 249 feet. A hole that I've hit metal before. Yeah, this one is one of the easier holes, I'd say. It's pretty much dead straight. Something really bad would have to happen to go OB. As you can see, something really bad did happen. I didn't go OB, but it was very close. My release was funky all day, and I just had to make up for it with my upshots. But Matt here, there was an absolute bullet. Beautiful shot. And Dad's here, he gets a good snap off the release.
Didn't go in.
And he's a little short, but he's up there. I'll throw a little forehand out. You know, it was pretty close to the basket, but just not in putting position. Matt'll get a birdie here. I'll take a par. And Dad also took a par. Hole 17 is a par 3. Yeah, I mean, this one is once again just a field hole. I believe this is around 270 feet. We kind of missed the sign shot there. Sorry about that. Yeah, this one playing into the field. The wind was our biggest enemy here. So it kind of forced you to play a little more aggressive. You couldn't just lay an easy one. Matt there with a good shot. And yeah, the wind really blew that. Just short and not good. Yeah, I'm not a wind player. I've got to learn how to manage that better. Dad and Matt had a much better handle on it. They threw overstable up high and landed pretty in line with the basket for easy upshots. I caged out. It would have been a really nice one, but admittedly a lucky shot. It's a wall par here. Hole 18 is a par 3, 237 feet. So this is basically, these last two are a split version of an old par 5 from the red course. And what that used to be is you would tee from the tee of 17 and go to this basket. So now it's two slightly shorter holes. Once again, bad release, but center. Pretty much just started throwing mids once my game went down the toilet, and hoping I could just make up for it with putting and upshots. And Matt here gets knocked down, and he'll take the jumper, and it cages. The pattern continues. And I'll also try to throw that one in, but no cigar. Dad here will also miss. So, I'll tap in, Matt'll tap in, and Dad'll tap in. So, that's our round at Codorus. This course was pretty good. I mean, it's definitely easier than the two old courses, especially Blue. But yeah, I hope we get the chance to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. A like and subscribe would be very appreciated. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.